Hey guys, it's Awesomenator here once again with another awesome toy review. Today I'm going to be focusing on, well, not really the series, but part of the series of Bandai Kamen Rider Dragon Knight toys. Let me tell you something about Bandai. I hate that company. For the simple why, I have a long-time hatred of it. When I was a kid, drinking some milk. When I was a kid, I used to like the TV show, what the hell is it called? Power Rangers Jungle Fury. Now, like any good kid, if I see things on TV, I want to go out and buy it in the store to play with it at my house, of course. So, I go there, and as it turns out, they have bunches and bunches of figures of the Power Rangers, the same ones, same people at least. Not a single villain. I think they only made two villains in the whole line, and they were rare and expensive on the internet. Okay, well, maybe Bandai doesn't do this all the time. Okay, so, Ben 10, I really like that line, too, so I go out and I try and get some toys for that. The actual figures of Ben 10 and his alien forms are The villains are there's very few of them, and they all have terrible articulation. So, how happy was I when Kamen Rider, one of my favorite shows, Dragon Knight, the American version, was going to be taken over by Bandai. Bandai sucks. Alright, let's start it off with the first figure that they made of Dragon Knight, aka Kit, I believe he's called. This guy. It's pretty simple, straightforward. I don't see why they couldn't just repackage some of the Japanese figures, but Bandai wanted to go the extra mile to make sure that these figures sucked that hard, you know what I mean? Detail-wise, I mean, he looks just like he did on the show, but he wasn't very detailed on the show, so how could he be very detailed here? But, nothing really special about this particular figure. Articulation, head's on a ball joint, but you can only look at left and right. I mean, I guess you could turn the head just a little bit, and just very, very slight up and down, like hardly even worth mentioning. Arms will go full 360, hands will rotate a full 360. Nothing at the waist, even though I think they could have. I wish the elbows bent. That would be great. Legs will go out, they'll go that far forward, that far back, bend at the knee. That's about it. Came with a little, I don't know what the hell they call these, the things that they put their cards in, and the little advent deck on their belt there. And he came with one weapon, his sword vent, which is good, and the one he used the most at least. And there you go, that's about it. Go have a fight while he's doing that and twisting his sword. That's the only thing he can do, because Bandai sucks. Later on, they came out with, well, not later on, I think they all came out at the same time, but they came out with this one, too. This version of him in his human form, but they did an even worse job. 1, I don't think he's ever worn a red muscle shirt. 2, barely resembles him. 3, why does he have his belt? He only does that when he's transforming. 4, the articulation's even worse. Head will go left and right, arms will go up and down, waist will barely do anything, just a very, very slight click movement. It's pathetic. You never want to play with him in his human form. It's such a stupid idea. The only reason anyone would ever buy that is to get this, his Advent Beast. But it's not that good either. Head's on a ball joint, middle part's on a ball joint, tail's on a ball joint, middle part and head and tail, all the articulation's useless. Head will go that, and why would you want to turn it upside down? Unless you're an idiot. This will do that, and why would you want to turn it like that? You'd be called an idiot. It can't go sideways, so what's the point? Head can't go sideways either, because there's too much hindrance from all this crap in the back of his neck. And the tail, why would you want to move the tail at all? It doesn't do anything. You just rip it off. Hate Bandai. Hate these figures. But they're the only things you could get at the time. And they were expensive, too. I mean, it's not like you go there and you get a crappy figure from a TV show you liked for cheap. No, this was like, I think these were like $10 maybe. This was $15, maybe more. It sucks. It's awful. Yeah. Childhood was ruined by Bandai. Now, can you do his final vent with it? Take out his sword. Can you do his final vent with it? No, the dragon needs to turn around him, and nowhere near big enough, nowhere near to scale. He should be huge compared to Dragon Knight here. But one big benefit that you get from him is that you can rip his head off and get his strike vent. Now, if you've ever seen this show, he'd get this, and it would be a hell of a lot smaller than that. And he'd go and he'd do that, and then the dragon would come out from behind him, twist around, and shoot fire out its mouth. You'll have a hell of a time trying to do that when the dragon doesn't have its head. There's nothing else you can do with it. And just to tease you even more, Bandai, they made his mouth, a bottom mouth, a separate piece. Now you think, oh cool, maybe his mouth opens. It doesn't. Some wishful thinking. Thinking? It's not Awesominator review unless he pronounces a word wrong. Now, he did come, well, he didn't come with this, of course not, but there is two versions of him on the bike. This is the one I have, because I went there and I wanted to get the one where it's like a dome bike, but they only had this 2-pack, and the other one was Wing Knight on his bike. But I'll get to that when I'm doing Wing Knight. But here he is, and the bike's all beat up. Why? I have no clue. I guess Bandai wanted to say we can get some brown paint and put it on the tires and make it look beat up or something. Bandai's an idiot. Doesn't even make any sense. But I don't know. It never looked like this in the show, as far as I can remember. It came with this stupid figure that's had even less articulation than all the other ones. Head is on a ball joint, but just as useless as the other ones. Arm will go up and down, and the other arm will too. Wrist won't rotate, but it's exactly the same as this figure, only with less articulation, less detail. And the legs will do this stupid, I don't even know what you want to call it, leapfrog motion? Leap. Another obscure show. Look, he's Zabumafu, the leaping lemur. Leap. I watch too many obscure things. But you can put him on there, and he will hold on to the handles. I'm not going to do it because I'm worried he's going to stretch his hands out eventually, and then he won't be able to hold his sword vent. But the bike is just totally useless. Totally useless. It's got a kickstand, so you can stand it up. And the bike was a 2-pack, and it came with this big blue piece of junk. And you'd stick it in there, and you'd plug it in, and there, now he's doing a wheelie. Whoop-de-freaky-do. And it will go a lot faster than that, but I'm not going to. And it only came with one of these things, so good luck. Make them charge into each other or something. But all in all, Bandai sucks, and you're going to hear me complain about it in all of my other Kamen Rider reviews. That's right. It's going to be Kamen Rider Week. If I can post a video every day of the week. Probably not. But I will try. Probably not, though. Alright, well, that's a review and a rant of Bandai's Kamen Rider Dragon Knight figures. Thank you, and good night.